Dude, anything?
I'm not going to say anything. I know what you're going to do. Every time I stop to tell you something, I tell you a story and you always start the video and it's super annoying and I'm not going to fall for it. I fell for it a million times. I'm not going to do this before you start the video.
We've been on for like 30 seconds.
What? Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious with this nonsense? Every time. I thought for sure I'd have it today. I would outsmart you by not saying anything. You punk. What a punk. Unbelievable.
Oh, Taylor Brown's already unhappy. No,
I'm unhappy too, Taylor. I'm unhappy too.
Welcome to the OmniDog and TBone review show. Where's my book? Where we're going to be talking about TMNT 6, and it's also Action Figure Friday.
Woohoo! Cue the music.
Something like that. Yeah, we're going to be talking about, well, I know Tyler has some toys because the last time I talked to him on the phone on a FaceTime call, he showed me a picture of his lovely wife actually helping him unbox like 60 action figures.
Yeah.
She was so calm about it. She's like, "Hi, Jess," and just opening up these action figures. I'm like, whoa, how do you pull this off?
I can never reveal my secrets, but it definitely, there is a thing called the blunt protocol. It has been used. And it legitimately was too many figures to sit down and open by myself in one sitting. I wish I had a picture somewhere to show, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, she was helping you open up action figures. It was amazing. And I think those are all DC action figures, right? Or
they were all DC.
Yeah. So will we be looking at some of those?
Maybe. I want to spend a little bit of time. It depends on how much time's left in the show, but I want to spend some time showing off a diorama that somebody asked about in our previous video, or I think it was, I don't remember where they asked. Maybe it was in Facebook, but somebody asked to see the diorama. So I kind of wanted to show how cool it is and explain how it breaks down. You can see it right up there. You can see like the bottom of it, but we'll take a tour in a little bit and show it. It'd be awesome.
That is awesome. I don't know that I have any new toys that I haven't shown since last time because I really literally am running out of room. So I don't think, I mean, I can always show off Hoppy Bunny, my favorite action figure ever.
You're so happy about Hoppy Bunny. Your Hoppy Bunny enthusiasm has no limits.
Oh, I wish she was real life. She's so great.
Hayden McGee wants to know if we convinced Taylor to join in the action figure collecting, and I think this might be the week that we do it. He's so close to breaking, trust me. He's like on the verge of breaking. I can feel it in my bones.
He is on the edge. Taylor is. He's very close to buying something. I know he wants. He is looking at those Batman figures from McFarlane Toys. He is eyeing them.
You got to get on the Batman figures.
Yeah, he is eyeing them definitely.
Taylor needs Batman figures. Here's the thing. They just add that nice little pizzazz to the collection that you just need. You got to have it. You don't have to go overboard. Just a few. Just start with a few. Just try it. Just see if you like it. It's fine. You'll be fine. All the cool kids are doing it. It's fine.
Yeah, just start out with that. What was the Batman figure you wanted? The Hellbat.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of cool Batman figures. There's the animated figure from the McFarlane line that looks good. There's the standard bats. We got the, the Dark Knight's Metal figure spinoffs.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. And I know he has been looking at the Hellbat costume especially. But I think its wingspan is too big for my collection. I just don't know where I'd put it. But it'd be a good first action figure for Taylor to have.
It would. It'd be the best first action figure. It'd really set the bar high.
Now you've gone too far, Taylor.
This is much better for you, though.
Yeah, and you don't have the regret afterwards.
That's right. You just have the joy of getting to play with your toys every day.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of great books, which we weren't, this book, it keeps getting better on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
This is volume 6, and so far, this is my favorite book of them all.
The payoff was worth it.
Yes. Yes.
The just off the bat, one of the things I loved about this volume is it does start with a miniseries, which was, I don't know. All right. One of the things I loved about the volume was the way the issues were laid out, because in the last review, if you guys saw it, we complained a little bit. The only complaint we had was that there was a crossover just dropped right in the middle of the main story, and it really took it away. It took you out of the action, and it kind of distracted you from all the cool stuff that was going on. And the miniseries was just okay. In this, it starts with a miniseries and it ends with a miniseries, but the bulk of the main story is all told in one batch, and it flowed really well.
I agree with
really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the first miniseries with the Mighty Mutanimals?
I liked it a lot. I am really digging them as characters. Let me show some pics of these guys. I really am digging these guys as characters. Hob and intelligent not Shredder, Slash. I really like these guys. I like all of them.
Me too.
And I thought this was a well-placed miniseries. Yeah. I didn't mind that it didn't get right to the death of who was it? Donatello?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a 1 in 4 shot, and I got it right. So I thought this was really well placed, and I liked the new character, the gal with the horns.
Yeah, she was really interesting. I don't know who that is. She's not been in other stuff as far as I know, but she was a real stickler there.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Here she is. Yeah, I thought she was a good CEO. She looks like a typical CEO of a multinational corporation.
A nice little devil. I liked it.
Yeah, and I just thought the story was fun. It was a well done miniseries, and it didn't. And of course, I really dig Intelligent Slash. He's so
me too.
Cool.
I was just about to say he was the standout for me in that miniseries. His ideology, how he wants to be like the Turtles. He doesn't want to be in the gray moral area. He wants to be just like an above board, straight up good guy. But then he kind of loses himself a little bit in his rage, and he reverts.
Yeah,
really enjoyed that. That was a good little.
I kind of want a Slash action figure.
Me too, dude. Me too.
Yeah,
we need a good Slash figure. I've got some turtle figures to show off.
Ooh, good.
At the end of this, but we don't have a good Slash yet, and we need one. The design is really rad. So we got through that first little story arc. And again, the art was good. I enjoyed the art.
Art is great throughout this book, I think.
It was a little bit different than the main series. It was a different artist, but it worked for me. It definitely still worked. And once we get into the main series here, every issue was superb. Yeah. I don't know, the art hasn't changed, but for me, I have just continued to fall in love with this artist and this style every single issue. Like it gets better and better.
I agree. The art is stellar. I loved it.
And so we pick up off of what was such a cliffhanger at the end of the last book that I had to flip ahead and read ahead, spoil it for myself. But the story was super good. I mean, we deal with the fall of Hun. We deal with how they save Donnie. we really get into a lot of good, just really stuff that had been building for a while. And ultimately, the climax happens in issue 50 when we finally get the Ninja Turtles and Splinter total showdown with the Foot.
Which was amazing.
So good. So good.
What songs am I hearing?
Sorry, I'm getting little ping updates here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I absolutely loved the story. I thought it really wrapped up very nicely. The first 50 issues, we get more Baxter Stockman, who's always good because he's just like a sniveling, whiny, annoying villain who just like somehow weasels his way out of one bad situation into another. But
yeah,
this is another shot that I really loved, and I just wanted to highlight how good. I always say this, but the coloring in this book is phenomenal.
Like
I just love that shot of Splinter there and the coloring done. It's just the turtles are all given just a slightly different shade. It's phenomenal. So the big cliffhanger was, how are they going to get Donnie's body back? And I thought that was a really clever plot device. Spoilers ahead, by the way. If you're watching this at review number 6, you probably know that. We may spoil some things. We'll spoil as little as possible, but I thought that whole how they saved him was really well executed.
Agree. Totally agree.
Then,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I also really liked the showdown between the Purple Dragons and the neighborhood and Casey and them. I thought that was a really touching, really nice way to wrap up for a while the Hun storyline, how Hun had, seemingly been excited about being out from under Shredder's thumb because he thinks Shredder's dead, but how he just immediately reverts back to his alcoholism and just abusiveness, and how that kind of climaxes with him bullying a bunch of people in the neighborhood and how they all came together to stand up to him. I thought that was really fantastic.
Yeah, that's actually, I turned right to it. That's right here. They all stand up against him. The whole neighborhood does. All manners of races and culture.
So good. I really liked that. And I just thought it was so poignant because it just starts with one, It just started with the one guy jumped in, and then the other people in the neighborhood were like, well, I think his name was Arnie or Arun, or I can't remember. They were like, he's in there. We got to go back him up.
Arun, yeah.
One by one went to help him. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, let's talk about that finale, that fight, that final showdown with the Foot Clan.
Yeah. I didn't think it was ever going to actually happen like that.
Me either. It was so good. And I love the character development with Karai.
Yeah. The granddaughter of
Orokosaki.
Right.
Shredder. Yeah, I was a big fan of what they did with her character and how she really is all about honor and all about doing things the noblest of ways. And so we get that final showdown between, I think one of them's name is Bludgeon. It's Bludgeon, who I think is the shark.
Oh, yeah.
And then Corone, something like that, is the bird. I can't remember their
yeah, I'm looking them up right now.
There are two names. One of them is Bludgeon. And like I said, I think it's the mutant shark. But we get this showdown between the 4 turtles and the 4 mutants, Bebop, Rocksteady, Bludgeon, and the flying bird. And that was a really good fight where they were actually physically outmatched, but they worked together much better because of their training. I really loved the detail of Splinter's past.
Yeah, that was really interesting as he sat there meditating and went back into his past with Shredder and stuff. Yeah.
Big fan of that. I was a big fan of how it showed like their history together, kind of where they diverged in beliefs and like when they split, and him trying to find a way to beat him. And ultimately it ended with just a super awesome rooftop scene, which the rooftop scene was a callback to the original 1990s Turtles movie.
Oh.
In that film, the 4 turtles fought Shredder at the top of a rooftop.
Okay.
And so it was a cool nod to that, I thought. But they had this awesome rooftop fight, and the turtles kind of fight Shredder for a little bit, and then Splinter jumps in, and it's flashing back and forth from the past and the present, and Splinter, in like the most satisfying of ways, wins. And I was shocked at the ending.
I was too. I thought this thing was going to go on for 100 issues.
I was like, what?
Yeah. So I was really amazed and excited that it actually came to. I'm sure he's going to come back in some form or whatever.
Surely.
Yeah. I dug that. Now, Splinter's in charge of the Foot Clan.
Yeah, that was an awesome twist. So Splinter beheads Shredder, like straight up lops his head off. I was just very shocked by all of that. And then he's going to leave, and they offer him the leadership position of the Foot Clan, which was like, what?
Yeah.
Such an interesting way to take the series.
I agree.
So I was very shocked, and I'm super intrigued about what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and I, like you say, I totally dug all the backstory in Splinter's past that he sat there meditating, thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he and Shredder grew up together and trained together and things like that. I thought that was really a good backstory that helped flesh out things. And then I dug the miniseries that followed it with Casey and April.
Yeah, it was a little bit, it's not really a complaint. It just, the way it ended, the main series was such a compelling end, and the miniseries end was just like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't compel me to read the next book, but the main series absolutely compelled me to read the next book.
Totally.
So I'm super invested. I thought the miniseries with April and Casey was interesting just because it's obviously setting up the next big, I guess, arc or villains that we're going to see, which are like these immortal beings. And we saw a glimpse of that with the Rat King. I think it was 2 volumes ago, maybe.
Right.
Where we got the Rat King who met, I think it was Leonardo and Splinter. I don't remember. I believe it was Leonardo and Splinter in the sewer. But I really like the idea that these immortal beings have always been around, and they're like playing the shadow war and manipulating people. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. I don't really know. I don't have any thoughts other than I'm just interested to see what they're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like that the art was different, and I still enjoyed the art.
Yeah, me too.
And it was I like where everything seems to be leading with the Immortals, as you say.
The thing that I thought was really nice about it was they made it a point to say April was such an important player, which is nice because I have felt like for the last maybe 2 volumes, April's been sidelined a little bit, and Casey to an extent. They've dealt with their own stuff, like her dad coming back, and they've dealt with like the street level gangs, but they haven't been involved really ever since Casey got gutted by the Shredder way back, whatever volume that was, and they went to April's farm.
Oh, right.
I don't remember what order all that happened in, but that was kind of the last time they were majorly involved in the Turtle stuff. And so it's hard to balance all these characters. I mean, we got Nobody, we got Alopex, we got Harold. There's a lot of supporting cast around the Turtles, the Mutanimals, and I feel like April and Casey they're definitely important and they're definitely shown, but they're getting sidelined a little bit. So it's good to hear that April's so important to the next, whatever this next war is, that she's going to have some important role to play, because I think it will be nice to bring her and Casey back into the main fold now that they've been apart from the Turtles for a little while.
Totally agree. So, compelling enough to make you want to read Volume 7?
Nah, I'm just going to stop here. This is good enough for me.
This was the best book by far.
Yeah, I loved it.
So much stuff happened in it that was so well done. This was easily, I think people have been telling us, just wait till you get to book 6, and they're right. This was the amazing, this was the amazing book that everybody's been telling us about.
Yeah, issue 50 did not disappoint in any way. It's going to be really interesting to see where the series goes from here, but I'm all in. Obviously, I've loved it every step of the way. You've loved it every step of the way, and there's only been 1 or 2 volumes that we just found kind of okay. And it's like, but I agree. The more invested you get, the more satisfying the payoff is. And this volume was super satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to really hand it to Gio for suggesting that I read TMNT, because he was right. I really have been digging it a lot.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to volume 7. And we have our first action figure question from Mr. Awesome. The answer is yes.
What? Did you get the Batgirl figure? Dude, look how good that looks.
I don't have her posed particularly well, but she's on a stand. Take her out.
Stand come with the figure?
She's got lots of articulation points. Her knee does a lot of cool stuff. Her head doesn't do a whole lot, but her arms do a lot of good, really cool stuff. So that you can get her in all kinds of cool poses. Oh, whoops, lost the Batarang.
So, I haven't been buying these McFarlane figures.
You have or have not?
I have not. I've been 100% against them.
Oh, you have?
Because I have I'd probably say 75% of the DC Universe figures.
Oh, you do?
And those figures by Mattel, which I know you aren't a big fan of, but those figures are all in the same scale as the Marvel Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And these figures are all about a half an inch bigger.
Right.
This is what that means is they don't pose at all well together, which is really annoying. But I will absolutely buy a McFarlane version of this figure if it comes out. I'm going to show you right here. This is one of my favorite DC Universe figures.
Is that Batman Beyond?
Batman Beyond. If McFarlane ever makes a Batman Beyond, I'll be the first person to buy it. Absolutely. Love Batman Beyond. So good. Such a good show. Have you ever seen the show Batman Beyond?
No, I still haven't finished Batman animated series.
I would absolutely be honored to do a Batter Days in the Batcave with you guys on Batman Beyond, even if you just watched a few episodes.
Oh, look, Taylor, you may have baited him.
You got to get this figure. Taylor, you got to get this figure. It's so awesome. It's got the wings. It's got a lot of accessories. It's got multiple heads. So good. I think it has multiple heads. It's such a good figure.
I just posed the heck out of her. This is great.
Good. Yeah, we'll see you in 2030 when Jess finally finishes Batman Beyond.
I do need to get on. I just need to get on my television in general.
That's accurate. I just watched, since we're talking so much about Batman, the DC Hush film today for the first time.
That's an animated movie that Ryan told you not to watch?
Mm-hmm.
And you watched it anyway?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen I think I've seen every DC animated film. There's like 25 of them. So I wasn't going to skip it. I'd heard nothing but bad things about it. And it's my favorite Batman story of all time.
Yeah.
And the movie did absolutely disappoint me.
Oh, that's too bad.
It was a huge letdown.
Thomas Judge agrees with you.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. So what we could do, which is what Freddie Alonso just mentioned, is there is a movie called The Return of the Joker. And it's a Batman Beyond Return of the Joker film. I actually think it's in my top 3 favorite Batman films of all time, including all the live action. I think it's one of the best Batman films of all time. It's that good. I don't know how much you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen any of the series. So you may have to watch an episode or two, just like literally the first 2 episodes, so you get the setup for the film, because the first 2 episodes kind of introduce you to the world and the new Batman and all that. Mm-hmm. But it's an amazing film. It truly is a really well done film.
I hadn't even heard of it. I think Taylor's just waiting till I get done with like half of the animated series before he introduces anything else to me.
Yeah, I can understand that. Get on it, Jess. It's so good. Oh, man. Wow. Taylor Brown firing shots at Hush. Are you
How dare you? That's one of my favorite Batman books.
It's my absolute favorite. How dare you?
How dare you, Taylor?
Unbelievable.
Freddie thinks I need the first 2 episodes at least.
Yeah.
Well, I have the whole thing on Blu-ray anyway. I just got the I got Batman animated series and then Batman Beyond, and they're just waiting to be watched.
I mean, think about the fact that Bruce Timm created Harley Quinn and Batman Beyond.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. It was at a time when they needed a new Batman show, and they wanted one that would shake up the mold and appeal to younger kids. The original Batman series got canceled largely, well, in part because Superman the Animated Series came and a lot of the team went over there. But they put together this idea of a younger Batman set in the future, and it's just amazing. It's so good. Yeah, Kenny, I agree totally. The Jim Lee artwork is amazing in Hush.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Paul Dini created Harley Quinn. I'm sorry.
Actually,
that's very. I'm sorry. That was sacrilege. I'm so sorry. I take it all back.
Pushes glasses up higher.
I take it all back. I'm sorry. Too many bad
experts
in here.
Oh yeah, the chat's full of them.
Can't get anything past y'all.
No.
Tim also created Luther's henchwoman Mercy. I did not know that. Man, what a time. What a profound impact that guy's had on comics for decades to come.
Yeah. So let's take a look at your Diorama Wednesday or whatever it is. Diorama.
All right, so I'm going to show you first the get a little light in here. I'm going to show it to you set up, and then I'm going to take it down and show you how it breaks down. So it's this awesome rooftop. It's got 3 sides, multiple windows. You could put stuff in the windows, or I've thought about putting lights in the windows, like some yellow lights or some neon lights.
Cool.
You can see I've got some of the best, what I believe to be the definitive Ninja Turtle figures that are based on the original animated series. There's these NECA figures from Target. They're 2-packs for $50 for 2 figures, so it's $25 a figure. They come with a ton of accessories. You can see Michelangelo's got a cool like nunchuck accessory. They come out with a bunch of hand swaps. Very rad. We got up there on the rooftop, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
We got like a little power box and then a door as if it's going into the building.
That is really cool.
And the shredder that comes with an actual cape, like a cloth cape, which is always super cool. So that's how it looks, right? It looks very much like a real building.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it does. So I'm going to set the laptop down. I'm going to go get it down, and I'm going to kind of show you how it breaks down and why I love it so much. Now, this is a commission that I actually paid somebody to do. So I make my own dioramas, but they're much more simplistic than this. I've got a few. I've showed them on the show before. I've got a few walls. I've got a few other things. But this was something that I'd always wanted. I'd always thought it would be really cool to do this exact thing, to put a rooftop on top of my bookcase. And, when I was thinking about having a diorama customed, to me, I wanted something that was very versatile, that I could swap a lot of figures out for. And what's more versatile than a rooftop in comic books? Like Daredevil works up there, Spider-Man works up there. I mean, the list goes on and on. Batman,
yeah.
There's a lot of great fights happen on rooftops. So I'm going to very carefully take these down.
Bless you. Ugh.
Tight.
Get your mask on.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good thing no one's here. All right, so I got to be kind of careful with this part. But slide the whole thing off. Woo! Come around the corner.
Hey, there's Make Havoc. What's up, Make Havoc?
Make Havoc in the house. All right. So you can see here that the detail on this is astounding. Here, I'll lift it back up. So the detail is just, I mean, it's just outrageous. Like you can see, there's a sign that says "Keep Out." That's actually a printed piece of paper.
Wow.
That has been like dry brushed to look old and dated. You can see the sides of this, what looks like concrete, have been indented with some type of a rock or something.
Yeah.
And the top was silver and then brushed with a little brown to look like it's got rust. But that's all it is. It's just pink styrofoam. Like it's pink styrofoam all glued together.
I love the door handle and the kick stop thing there at the bottom.
I mean, it's that attention to detail that's just phenomenal. And we get the same thing over here with this tiny piece. I know I'm spending a lot of time on these tiny pieces, but I just think that they're so phenomenal. So we got the same thing here. Now, the thing I love most about this diorama is that it's very large, but I don't always want it displayed up there. Sometimes I want to move it. Sometimes I just want to put it up and put something else up there. And so it all breaks down extremely nicely. So the top comes off. This is like what is the rooftop up there. So if you were looking down, this is what you would see. And, you know, I go in and out of action figure photography, which I just find really fun, where I'll pose the figures. And they look so realistic with a background like this. It looks like you're taking a photo of something that really happened, or like a live comic book. It's very cool. So all of these pieces are extremely modular. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. So you see right here, that's just magnets. They're magnetized, and there's magnets in the other one. And when you set it in there, it just locks in.
Wow, cool.
So you can see the pink foam on the back. This is where the top rests when you set it on there for them to sit. This is the detail. It's just outstanding. So it literally it all collapses. And then you lay it all flat. Here's the whole diorama. Just all flattened out. And it can easily go on a shelf or in a drawer. I just keep mine in a drawer up here in the office. But it's so nice that it's so modular. I'm a big fan. So like I said, I paid somebody to do this custom for me. There's a lot of people who will do customs. I'm a huge fan, would highly recommend doing that if you're interested in it. And if you're interested in making it, it's not nearly as hard as it looks. This is, but like a normal one is not super hard. It's just very time consuming. So
where did you find it? Where did you find the guy to make it?
There's a Facebook group called Diorama Creators. You can search for it and you'll find it pretty quick. You have to apply to get in, but it's just a private group. Everybody gets in. And there are thousands of people in there and hundreds of really top tier professional creators. And all you have to do is make a post in the group and just say, hey, I'm looking for X custom. I want this done. And this is kind of how big I want it to be. Can someone do it? And you'll get a ton of messages and people say, well, this is my work. This is how long it will take to have it done. And you'll see just a bunch of phenomenal stuff. That
is so cool, that thing.
Big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Thomas Judge, who knows Tommy Wiseau's The Room. I love it. One of my favorite movies ever. The worst movie ever, also my favorite movie ever.
Yep. Taylor Brown says, if I had sneezed while carrying the diorama and then dropped it, it would have eclipsed Little Nemo. That's true.
The only action figure I have, I think I already showed it on the group because I said that Cosmic Ghost Rider had cup holders.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is really cool.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
It does look like he has cup holders right here.
I kind of regret not getting that.
Well, it's still for sale.
Is it? I wonder how hard it is to find. I saw it at a Target one morning and then went back that night and it was already gone.
Oh, I just got it from Big Bad Toy Store.
I need to check it out.
Yeah. What would really be cool is if I could figure out how to put a light in this ball and light this ball up with
that would be all. Can you open it at all, or is it?
Oh yeah, yeah. You open it and there's little plastic effects in there that make it look like lightning's going on in it.
Oh yeah, you could totally put a light in that ball. That'd be easy.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, okay, good. After this, you tell me how to do it.
Okay.
Because I would love to do that. Okay, so we talked about TMNT. We talked about Action Figure Friday. Anything else?
I don't think so. Go read TMNT and buy some action figures.
Yeah.
You'll have a good week if you do that. Guaranteed recipe for success.
Uh-oh.
You heard T-Bone blew off his best friend and Siege for this video. What do I say to this accusation? I say that the term best friend is probably used pretty loosely there. Because every time I play with Siege with anyone I know, they constantly shoot me in the back and then mock me to my face. So I don't know if best friend is a word that I would use. So I deny that specific allegation in the way it's worded. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Oh man, that's great. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching our review of TMNT and Action Figure Friday. Jess, now that you told me there's such a thing, the TMNT figure set from GameStop, I'll have to go check it out. I don't have any more room, but I do have room in front of my TMNT books. It is
Mr. Awesome. What set are you talking? Are you talking about the movie set, or is there another set?
He's pre-order, so it must be brand new.
Because there's a movie set that came out at GameStop originally, and they're re-releasing it at Walmart. And they're going to have like their own little display, little figure display in the collectible section by the electronics. But if there's another TMNT figure set from GameStop, I need to know because I may need to pre-order it too. I need to know what's up, Mr. Awesome. You got all the info, dude.
Mr. Awesome, what are you talking about?
Playmate recreations. Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah. I actually have all my original Playmate figures in boxes still. But they're the original Ninja Turtles, like the original figures that came out when I was a kid. They're recreating those. They're pretty rad.
Hello from Portugal. Hello, Ricardo. I'm sorry you tuned in just as the show's ending.
Oh, nuts.
But Kenny, tomorrow's OmniDog and OmniCat. We've got our books picked out, and we're reading them all so far. I'm almost caught up. I'm sure I'll be reading right up till 3:59 p.m. tomorrow, like I always am. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We both appreciate it. If you could give us a like or hit the subscribe button, please.
If this video gets to, I'm going to say 50 likes, then Taylor Brown will buy an action figure. It's basically guaranteed.
Okay, 50 likes. We need this to get to 50 likes, and then Taylor has to buy an action figure.
It sounds right to me.
I think I agree with that. Good. Thank you to the chat. And thank you to everybody that tuned in. And thank you to my co-host, T-Bone. Peace and love. Peace and love.
We'll see you next time. I'll be in Mary Poppins.